joining me
Having
today.
a tremendous season.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Box. Welcome again to the Sports Box. Well, Champions League is here again with us, and as usual, the experts are here to look into who will be able to go to the next round of the competition. Well, we have Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea. What is your take?
Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, very interesting. Both teams are playing, good. Chelsea, as we know, under Mourinho, is always a compact team. Mourinho tactically, he's gonna do everything, to make sure that they get the best of Paris Saint-Germain. But Paris Saint-Germain, they have a lot of flair and good players. Right now, they say that Cavani is having a kind of funk. I don't know what's going on with him. They say he might not. There are even those who say that he doesn't get along well with Ibrahimovic. But if they can click, it's going to be a tight, it's going to be a tight, tie. It's going to be very tight.
Yeah, the rumors are that both Cavani and Lavezzi would be out the door. That did not happen this past transfer window. But PSG, they have a lot of money. But when you compare it to Chelsea and the amount of money they spent on their players, and Jose Mourinho is really good at motivating them to spend and get more players, improving every transfer window. So it's a battle of these big dogs that I'm excited for.
I've been saying the whole time that I feel like Chelsea is one of the best shots that the Premier League has had at having a really dominant team internationally in a good while, since the old Arsenal teams that were really good back when Henry was there. I do think that it's interesting to figure out, Fabregas normally sort of his performance drops off after January, no matter what league he's in. So it's interesting, and he's a little banged up right now, even though he's going to be back playing in the next coming weeks. It'll be interesting to see if he stays healthy and he stays at the level that he's been playing all season. And of course, everything's more interesting with Mr. Zlatan in it. I think keeping him around in this tournament, just extend it out as long as he can. If they could draw like 5-6 games and just have a bunch of replays with him in it, that would be great. Let's just do that.
He's got a nose for goal, as they say.
Right. Now, Bayern Shakhtar, where is your money? Bayern appear not to be playing too well. They can mesmerize you with their passes and score as many goals, but it looks like they've dipped in form. Can they beat Shakhtar?
I think so.
I think they will. I think they will. Shakhtar, I'm not taking anything away from them. They're a good team, but Bayern Munich, they have that kind of experience in the Champions League. Then they will raise the stakes when it comes to that.
It's hard to see a team who can beat Bayern outside of, when they fall asleep during a Bundesliga game more recently. But in general, Bayern are one of the toughest teams in the entire world. To see Shakhtar beat them would be a real shock. However, historically, Bayern have 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in Ukraine. So anything can happen.
Wow.
Now let's look at Schalke, Real Madrid. Will Schalke be able to learn from Atletico Madrid, the way they decimated Real Madrid the last time?
Well, Atletico is much more talented than the fellas that are going to be playing Real. I don't know if they can learn from them tactically. It's certainly possible. They're going to need all the tactics they can. Even with a Real Madrid team that's sort of struggling, they're going through a little bit of a swoon. I find it hard to believe that they would lose against a team that they're just so much better than. And not to take anything away from the opponent like that. They've got plenty of talent going for them, but I just think it's too overwhelming. It's a lot of the same reason why Bayern is favored over Shakhtar, though the gap is a little narrower. But I just don't see that happening, really.
What is happening to Real Madrid? There were talks about Ronaldo going to party after they lost against Atletico Madrid, a home derby. The defense was in shambles, midfield wasn't clicking. Ronaldo himself was in a funk. Bale coming under a huge amount of criticism. What is happening here?
Harry Redknapp's available. I hear he is able to have cohesiveness with the team. Maybe they need to hire him. I don't know.
Yeah, lately something is not right with that team. It's the fans they've been mad and they have been channeling their anger, particularly towards Bale. They say he's selfish. There were instances where he had like a teammate open right there, for the tap-in, and he opted, to shoot and ended up shooting wide. Of course, we're talking about we're talking about Real Madrid is a powerhouse, and their fans are too demanding. But something is not clicking right now. Maybe in a couple of weeks or next week, when they come to play for the Champions League, they're going to address all those issues. But the defense without Sergio Ramos and Pepe, it's really shaky.
That's a good point about the injuries. I would give more credit to Atletico Madrid than I would to some funk that Real Madrid is in. I feel like Atletico Madrid, specifically the coach, Diego Simeone, has Real Madrid's number. They have, except for the Champions League final, albeit, but I would say that Atletico Madrid, they know how to, with set plays, corners, they know how to get guys in the air, defenders, scoring, and to win 4-0. I mean, that is something that you're going to remember for a long time against Real Madrid.
It was a complete demolition.
It was.
And they could see that in the media. The media, in the Spanish capital, they were just, they savaged, Real Madrid and some of the players. And Ronaldo when he had his party. But, I mean, he had planned that, allegedly had planned that party a long time ago, like more than a month ago. So, and he said some of the people were coming there, the parents and some relatives that they had to come out of town. He couldn't cancel it.
It was his birthday.
It was his birthday, and some people are saying
Happy birthday.
Some people were saying,
Nice
career and whatever, profession and private life, you had to compartmentalize and separate the two. Outside, the professional, side of what you're doing, you have a private life. You're entitled to that. I mean, you have
Let's
a birthday.
look at
Bayern.
Let's look at Bayern. Bayern is facing a similar issue where Guardiola's team just lost one, drew, and all of a sudden some people are calling for his head. Is that legitimate?
And keep in mind, Wolfsburg is the second place team in the Bundesliga. I mean, it's not like they lost to some scrub at the bottom of the table fighting for relegation. They lost to the team that's behind them. Granted, behind them by a wide margin, but still we're talking about a team that's played in the Europa League. At one point this year they got knocked out by Everton, but they're also in second place in their conference, and they were on the road. So, yeah, okay, it was a bad loss, but it was their first loss of the season. They had a draw after that against Schalke, but they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I think Guardiola can keep the team together, and I think they have a superior talent and that German work ethic that they have going for them all the time, that you see the German machine will continue on.
And sometimes big teams, they can have a bad day at the office, once in a while.
Folks, this is about all time will permit us for today in the Sports Box. Thanks and bye for now.